guys, it's Angel. Today we're going to be making scallion oil noodles, also known in Mandarin as葱油拌面. These are super easy to make. The main ingredient here is scallions, a bunch of green onions. So if you guys like green onion and scallion infused oil, this is the recipe for you. The noodles are delicious. The oils that we're going to make, you can actually save in the refrigerator for up to a month, so you can use this for later in the week. It's a delicious and quick and easy dish. So if you guys are interested in how to make scallion oil noodles, keep watching. For the ingredients, we will need a handful of green onion or scallions. And I actually have 8 here, so 8 stalks, but just grab a handful there. We've got some salt here, which we'll need, salt to taste, 1 shallot, some soy sauce, and I've got dark soy sauce and light soy sauce. For the light soy sauce, we will need 3 tablespoons, and for the dark soy sauce, we'll need 1 tablespoon. We'll also need some cane sugar. I'm using about 1 tablespoon of cane sugar. And also for the noodles of your choice. So I'm using some flat, dried, thin noodles here. You can also use frozen noodles or fresh noodles if you have them on hand. And finally, a ½ cup of vegetable oil. I'm going to start by cutting the green onions. And before this, I did wash and dry my green onions really well. You'll want to make sure that your green onions are dried completely before we add them to the oil. Start by trimming off the roots here, setting that aside. And then the white parts of the green onions, we will reserve on a plate. And I'm going to reserve a small bit for garnish afterwards. So I'm just going to chop these, and these ones will be for garnish. So I'll set those aside for later. And now we're going to chop our shallot. And now that we've prepared our onions and shallots, let's go ahead and infuse this in the oil. All right, so now what we're going to do is in a nonstick pan, I'm going to add my ½ cup of vegetable oil. Then here, we're only going to add the white parts or the bottom parts of the green onions that we chopped up earlier, as well as the shallots. Turn the stove on. And put it on a very low heat or a low to medium heat to make sure that it doesn't burn. And we're just going to let that infuse for about 10 minutes. So here the oil is started to infuse and simmer. And I would just go in and turn your onions a little bit and stir as needed. Make sure to watch that they're not burning, because once they do burn, we'll want to remove them. And it's okay if they do, just try to infuse it as long as you can at low temperature. All right, so now that the onions and shallots are pretty much all brown, I'm just going to remove all of them and discard them. Now that we've removed the cooked green onions and shallots, we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the green onion tops. And as you saw, one of the reasons why you want your green onions to be completely dry and no water in it is because when you put it into the oil, if there's any water, the oil will splatter back out. So be careful. Now we're going to keep an eye out for that, and we're going to let that brown a bit. And what we're going to do is now's the perfect time to cook the noodles. So I'm going to get some water here, boil our noodles so that we can be ready to go when the onions are done. Now I'm just going to check in on our green onions here. Go ahead and turn the heat down if you need to, and turn them every now and then. We're looking for the green onions to be crispy and stiff like this. Not burnt, but just a little bit. Some of the green onions will cook faster than the others, so every now and then just go in and pick out the ones that are completely done. We're going to save these and reserve these for the top of the noodles. Okay, these are pretty much done now. So I'm gonna take them out and let them cool on a plate. Now that the water's come to a boil, I'm going to add my noodle pieces in, and we're gonna cook the noodles for about 8 to 10 minutes or until they're done. Give that a quick stir. Okay, while the noodles are cooking, let's finish off our oil. So there's no more green onions in here. I've turned the pan off, so there's no heat on it. The pan has residual heat, and now we're gonna add our soy sauces and our sugar. So we're going to do 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons, and 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce. And the dark soy sauce helps give the noodles a darker color. For sweetness, I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. And finally, a few pinches of salt. Now give this a stir, and there should be enough residual heat in your pan to dissolve the sugar and let it start to brown and caramelize a little bit. So our sauce is done. Our noodles are still cooking. I'm just going to transfer the sauce to a dish to let cool. So be careful. And there's a few more minutes for the noodles to finish cooking. I think what I'm gonna do is add a fried egg on the top. So go ahead and reheat the pan, and we're gonna make 1 fried egg. All right, the noodles are done, so I'm just going to put some noodles into my bowl, and it's perfect timing too because the egg is already fried. Hopefully that's not too greedy. So now we can go ahead and assemble this. So start by putting a couple spoonfuls of the oil and soy sauce mixture in there. Right. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of the green onions off to the side, the crispy parts, and finally our egg. Next, we can top it off with a little bit of the sauce and some green onions on the side. And we're done. And that is how you make scallion oil noodles. All right, guys, now we're ready for the taste test. So I'm just going to poke the egg yolk, and prepare a bite. And I usually like my eggs a little more runny, but that's okay. Wow! The green onion flavors, especially these crispy pieces, are amazing. The green onions have just infused in the oils, and the flavors are just amazing. A little bit salty, a little bit sweet, definitely good. And that was super quick and easy to make. If you guys have leftover chicken or pork and you want to add that to your noodles, that's definitely a great thing to do as well, especially for leftovers. And as an added bonus, we have a ton of leftover oil from the batch that we just made, and you can put that in your refrigerator and that'll last for up to a month. I'm Angel. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And as my grandpa would say, sharing a meal with a fascinating stranger is one of life's true delights. So until we can share some scallion oil noodles together, take care, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.